Yo, welcome to Egal Talks Football. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to talk about. First things first, let's get into RB Leipzig and Benjamin Šeško conversations.
RB Leipzig very open to sell him. It's a very good atmosphere, positive atmosphere. The player is very respectful towards all the parties involved. I'm totally convinced that Šeško will play for Arsenal in the next season.
That is none other than Peter Flanberg, and what he is reporting, what do you call it? Florian Plattenberg is reporting that Arsenal will be signing Benjamin Šeško. And just to give you guys an update on what's going on with Benjamin Šeško at this moment in time, he has not been selected to RB Leipzig's team for the upcoming Club World Cup. Yes, RB Leipzig are in the Club World Cup. I'm kind of surprised. But Benjamin Šeško has not been selected as one of the teams that will be going to the Club World Cup. Currently, the situation with Benjamin Šeško is that Benjamin Šeško currently is remaining in Europe, and sources in Germany say that Arsenal is preferred target. No offer yet. Also, Berta is studying his options to see if the deal is the best option, and Gyokeres is also among the targets. And also, finally, Ollie Watkins' move is unlikely, but is not completely ruled out at this moment in time. So that is what's going on with that. Also, RB Leipzig, Benjamin Šeško has not been selected to their team for the Club World Cup. So RB Leipzig are one of the teams in the Club World Cup. 1 second. Club World Cup. So let me get this. Let me get this for you guys, because this is interesting. The thing about Šeško is, if Šeško is selected to the Club World Cup team, then you would expect him to stay and not get transferred. But the fact that Šeško has not been selected to the team, RB Leipzig did not want him to join anybody ahead of the Club World Cup, especially a Saudi Arabian team. So Al Hilal checked on Benjamin Šeško on Monday. They were told that RB Leipzig striker did not want to join ahead of the Club World Cup. Remain in contact with RB Leipzig, no bid placed. And also, Leipzig have not put him or Xavi Simons in their Club World Cup team. So it's very interesting, to say the least. I can show you guys RB Leipzig's Club World Cup team right now, just to show you that he's not on their list. Here we go. And that is the Club World Cup team right there. As you can see, all their other players are there, but Xavi Simons and Benjamin Šeško, arguably two of their best players, is not in that Club World Cup team. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens from that and how this situation escalates. Now, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. We also have to speak about a certain Gyokeres before we go any further. Gyokeres, there's an update on Gyokeres, ladies and gentlemen. The update on Gyokeres is very, very interesting. Now, Gyokeres seems to have fallen out with his team. Yes, Gyokeres seems to have fallen out with Sporting, the club that he's currently a legend at, winning them 2 league titles and helping them score so many goals. Gyokeres has told Sporting he will never play for them again. The player has already gone on strike and will not return for preseason. The relationship between the club and the player has broken down, and Arsenal and Manchester United remain to be the two main targets at this moment in time. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But at this moment in time, Gyokeres has fallen out with his club. Now, there's also more news. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. The news today is about a certain Leroy Sané, Arsenal transfer target, has decided where he will end up. And he's going to be ending up at none other than Galatasaray. Yes, Leroy Sané will be headed to Galatasaray. Leroy Sané told Fenerbahce, even though they offered him more money, that he doesn't want to go there. He told Arsenal we did not offer them enough money. And he told Bayern Munich that he will be rejecting their offer that they had on the table for him. So that's 4 clubs were after him. Leroy Sané will be making around 300K a week. And that's in British pounds. Just to show you guys, Leroy Sané contract at Galatasaray will be worth around 300k a week. Some people even saying his contract will be worth 11 million net. That is a lot of money. And understandably so, Leroy Sané has the right to decide where he wants to go. And for him to go to Galatasaray, I think it's the right move for him. Secure the bag, secure your future. You've already played at Man City, you've played at Bayern, you've won so many trophies, you've done all you can do in Europe, in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga, in the Premier League. Go to another league, enjoy yourself, and kind of relax ahead of the busy World Cup you're going to have in 2026 in America. I would still expect him to be in that German team for the 2026 World Cup. But yeah, for now, not as stressful as playing as Bayern or Man City. Also, we need to talk about some other stuff, but before we go any further, please do hit that like button, please do hit that subscribe button. The next thing we're going to discuss is not going to be Rodrygo. We're going to discuss Thomas Partey as actually no, let's take a second. Benjamin Šeško's agent had an interview, and let's see what he said in this interview. Benjamin Šeško's agent's interviews right here, and in the interview, he just spoke about talking about solutions and Arsenal and everything else. So let's go to it.
Bude klasičnega napadalca. Da lahko Benjamin Šeško reši teh očitkov?
Dobro vprašanje. Mislim, da bi to morali predvsem vprašati gospoda Arteto. To je predvsem vprašanje za njega. Vendar, kot sem prej rekel, mislim, da Benjamin Šeško lahko ustreza bilo kateremu vrhunskemu klubu, ker je igralec, ki je zelo prilagodljiv, je igralec, ki ima različne nogometne veščine, ki lahko igra samo v napadu z dvemi napadalci, lahko igra malo za prvim napadalcem, lahko je prvi napadalec, torej ima višino, ima hitrost, ima tehnično znanje, je zelo kompleten napadalec in mislim, da lahko pomaga vsakemu vrhunskemu klubu trenutno v Evropi.
Je strani Arsenala prišlo konkretno zanimanje za Benja Šeška?
To pa vprašanje nažalost vam ne morem odgovoriti.
He's not going to give you any information. But yeah, it's nice to hear from somebody who knows Benjamin Šeško very well to give us their impression of what he thinks. As you guys seen right there, he spoke about how he's really good attacking, his height, his speed, his technical ability, and everything else. Didn't really give us anything new there, but I just thought that was interesting to listen to. Also, Gabriel Martinelli put on a show last night for Brazil, as he was one of the better players in the Brazil team last night. Really showed he good 1v1 ability to beat his man, get the cross in, destroyed his opponent yesterday. As he was playing for Brazil, he was one of the more important players for Brazil yesterday. There's also another report here for Fabrizio Romano speaking about Benjamin Šeško on DAZN. Let's see what he has to say. Fabrizio Romano has to say, at least.
El Arsenal está siguiendo. Hemos hablado antes de Gyokeres, que suena para el Arsenal, pero ¿qué me dices de Benjamin?
Is there subtitles?
Que está más avanzado que Gyokeres, que se quiera negociar.
Unfortunately, if there's no subtitles, it doesn't really benefit me playing this video. But what it says is Arsenal are in advanced talks with RB Leipzig. Benjamin Šeško's agent is currently in England. He is the main striking target, and he prefers to stay in Europe despite Saudi Arabian interests. So nothing really brand new there from Fabrizio Romano, but this right here is very interesting, boys and girls. This is a 2-minute interview from Thomas Partey doing an interview with 3 Sport over there in Ghana, and it's very interesting as he speaks about the Zubimendi deal and his fitness and just overall everything else. I'm going to play it for you guys in a second, and we'll pause it, we'll look at it, and we'll break it down. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button, please do hit that subscribe button. Let's get it going.
Agree with that, Arsenal.
Yeah, I think they will say about the availability, because I was available throughout the whole season. So, of course, they will say that. But I will say every moment, every year, or every time in training there, I feel like I've been in my best, because I can't count how many games that I was not, giving all my best. Sometimes it may go bad, but I feel like every game or every match I go in all out and try to give my best. So I feel happy, and in me I feel like every year injury, no injury is part of it. It's been my best.
So there's all this talk about Zubimendi and there's all this talk about whether you stay. First of all, when you're a player, what does transfer speculation do in your own decisions when you...
First of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying he played as his best. I agree with him there. The thing is, he wasn't always available. Last season, he did well availability-wise. The years prior, he wasn't the best availability. So let's see what he can do going forward if he does stay, if he can stay fit. But right now, speculation and transfers, I think he should say that transfer is part of the game and you got to be used to it. But let's see what he says.
You want to switch clubs and there is... Do you begin to think, if I stay, would I get as much football? I just want to understand the thought process for footballers when you have to make those decisions.
No, I think the first thing is where are you happy, where you feel at home. And at the end of the day, you've been playing football, you've been in a different team. It's not going to be like the last team you play or the first team you're going to play. So where you feel happy, and then what is your next objective? What do you want to achieve next? You know, so you still have to look at all this, and at the end of the day, we all have a family that will say, oh, you need money, you know, because this is our mind. We are not getting younger. We are working. So there are a lot of things you have to look where you now with the family, where you want your family to be happy, where you feel like, oh, when you go out, nobody is going to, you know, destroy your family. So these are the things you have to look. But before, when you are young, you just go anywhere.
My friend.
I think that's an honest representation of what he's asking for. He's asking for wages that would give him decent income this upcoming season and next upcoming season, and he wants security for his family and security for his future. He's not asking for 300K a week. He's just asking Arsenal to pay him as close as possible to what he's currently getting paid, or maybe even consider giving him a slight pay rise. I don't know if Arsenal is going to give him a pay rise, but if he's staying at the 200K a week for the next 2 years, there has to be a potential out for Arsenal in the case that he breaks down or he does not perform to his best levels, because Arsenal have been looking to get away from the Thomas Partey deal over the last couple of years. But fair play, he has played very well. If we do give him 200K a week and a 2-year deal and he stays, I'm not against it. But if it's like a 4-year deal or a 3-year deal, it could be a problem.
Mario, who is a big Arsenal fan, travels from Ghana to watch Arsenal with his son. Says I should beg you that you should sign the contract extension for him.
I'm also a Arsenal fan.
But for a lot of Arsenal fans who want to see you stay, would they see you stay?
Yeah, I think it all... I can't decide anything, and it's up to, I think, my agents and then the club. So me, I just want to enjoy football.
When it happens, we'll be there to see
it. To God.
There you go. So Thomas Partey basically telling us that he's going to let the agents and him and Arsenal sort it out. He really could take less money to play for us, but I don't think he's going to do that. Let's be honest. He's going to want to get as much money as he can possibly while he's still playing, and I fully respect that. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button, please do hit that subscribe button, and let's get on to the final piece of news for today. The final piece of news for today is that there's some news on Rodrygo. Yes, there is some news on Rodrygo. The news on Rodrygo is very interesting. The news on Rodrygo is that Arsenal are in for Rodrygo. Arsenal want Rodrygo. Arsenal are looking at Rodrygo as a very, 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 very beloved target. Now, let me get the article for you and what the headline says. The headline says Mikel Arteta loves Rodrygo. Mikel Arteta is in love with Rodrygo. The coach carefully studied Rodrygo and is totally certain that Rodrygo would be a superstar at Arsenal playing on the left wing. Arteta really, really wants Arsenal to sign Rodrygo this summer. So hopefully this can happen, because Arteta wants him. Arteta wants Rodrygo. Just because he wants Rodrygo, guys, does not mean we will get Rodrygo. That is the thing. understand that. Understand, just because we want Rodrygo does not mean we'll get him, but it does mean we are seriously after Rodrygo. We are seriously interested in signing Rodrygo. And I am excited that Arsenal is seriously looking at signing Rodrygo. Rodrygo is a wonderful player. And Arsenal like Rodrygo. It doesn't mean that the deal is close, but it does mean that the Brazilian is highly beloved by Arsenal and currently holds the keys to see if the deal can get done or not. Because if he wants to join us, amazing. If he wants to leave Real Madrid, which is reported he does, and he wants to play on the left or centrally, Arsenal can offer him that. And this is a wonderful option for both the player and the club. I hope it gets done. And I'll leave you guys there. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. So Rodrygo to Arsenal. Arteta loves him. Thomas Partey wants to stay, and he wants the deal to get done, but he's leaving it to the agent and the club to sort it out. Sesko to Arsenal. Looks like it's going to happen more likely than not. And Leroy Sané is not going to be joining Arsenal. But yeah, I'll leave it there for you guys today. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Let me know, do you think Arsenal missed a trick on Leroy Sané not joining Arsenal? And let me know what you think about the rest of the transfer window. I'm out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.